Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Did the whole, 20th Century Boys. Gotta get down with that shit. Good manga. Now it's time for JoJo. I said to myself I had to do the JoJo review. I didn't do it last night. This was episode 18. Stroheim's Counterattack. Now, after I do this review and I upload it, I'm going to do one more video tonight and maybe Peko Sakuraso, but we will see on that. The other video is the whole contest. Remember the contest I said? My ears are a little clogged now. No. Well, I said, people who win this contest, suggesting things to me will be in a live stream. Well, it's been like 2 weeks already, and I gotta, set straight who won that contest. Now, JoJo. This episode was boss, as usual. Episode 18. Some fan service. Wow, some fan service in JoJo. Yes, some fan service in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I was like, oh man. Now this is how fan service is done properly. Got Lisa. She's taking a bath. And you see her ass. Come on! That was awesome! But this is pretty much this episode is basically from the part where JoJo shows up when Lisa's getting in the bath, all the way up to when they go to Switzerland and JoJo finds out who this mystery Nazi guy was. Stroheim. Episode was done fantastic, no questions asked. You had JoJo, whole thing with the brain. You know what I'm talking about, guys. AC/DC was still alive. He was a brain, and he possessed Suzy Q's body, and made her send the stone away, the red stone of Asia away, and they fight her, and it was done great. It was really, really well, especially the part where JoJo and Caesar, they do this ripple technique that they basically learned when they were going down the tower. And basically used their fingers to point in two different opposite directions, positive and negative, and it balanced itself out, and they were able to force AC/DC's brain out of her. And just because of the sun, he burned to the crisp. The best part, I think, of the episode was that fight, and this kind of respect moment between JoJo and AC/DC, and the fact that he respects him because even though AC/DC was a son of a bitch, he was evil, JoJo respects him because in the end, what AC/DC was trying to do, he was trying to do everything for his friends, Wham and Cars. And that was the whole logistics of it. And I thought it was a nice moment. It was a nice touching moment between them. And then we have, obviously, them. There was one part cut out from the manga. It wasn't really necessary. It wasn't like an important part. It was like a slapstick part. Part where JoJo and Caesar, they go to this guy and they want to know where the hell the stone was shipped to, and they're not giving them any answers. That was okay for them to cut out in the end, to some extent. Not really important. Then obviously we had the chase. They know where they need to go. They go to Switzerland. And a little touching moment when they leave and Jojo says goodbye to Susie Q. And, it's like a touching moment. And he says he'll be back for her as long as she's not an old man. He's like, and she calls him a scumbag, and she throws a rock, and she's crying. It was a touching moment. On the way to Switzerland, when they get to Switzerland, they get to the train that contains the stone, the red stone of Asia in there. And there's a car behind them. And obviously this was another situation where a person shows up that knows Jojo. And he's telling them, to go to their lodgings up ahead, and we'll talk. We also got to see AC/DC in the not AC/DC. AC/DC's dead. Cars. Cars was OP as fuck. We're gonna get a big time explanation in the next week's episode about Cars' ability. Now, I don't know if anybody caught on this, but in the previous episode, AC/DC was explaining to Jojo, how his ability is heat, and Wham's is like a sandstorm. And Cars' ability has to do, I believe, from what he said, was wind. But like I said, we get an explanation again next week. But obviously they go to the lodgings. Jojo has no idea who this person is. The Nazis that took the stone and everything, and they want an explanation from him, and they're going to share information. He has no idea who he is. But this Nazi, Germany, Nazi, major, knows him. So, and the other part that before Cars shows up to the lodgings to fight for the stone, is when he cuts this car apart by saving this little puppy. That was sick. I was like I said, you get a full explanation on Cars' abilities next week. And that was sick. I read in the manga, and it was pretty gruesome, and obviously they censored it to do a bit. But they cut, it was just like, the guy's right in half. And then we have the scene, with Cars showing up, and he's killing these Nazis. He didn't even go into the actual lodgings. He killed them. He killed like 4, 5 Nazis that were inside the cabin from the outside. That was like, what? I read this in the manga, that's all I know. But that was so OP how they did it. I was like, fuck. It was just so fucking awesome. Then we have Cars coming into the cabin, and he's confronting this one, major and everything. And that scene was pretty intense until Jojo shows up, and Cars attacks him, and Cars realizes there's no heat coming from his body and everything, and he's like, the guy's like, and he stops his blade, and it's a machine. It's your machine, and cuts his hat in half, and it's revealed Stroheim. And that's where the episode ends. So this was animated pretty nicely, especially, like I said, the fight with AC/DC in the beginning, when he had hold of Susie Q's body, and when Cars came into play, and he was fighting Stroheim in the beginning. Now next week's going to be even better. I'm giving this 4 out of 5. Only because next week is going to be so much better than this week's. And I should know, because I know what's going to go down. I can still get psyched up about it. And The animation was done beautifully, obviously, in this episode. It was done really good. Stroheim reveal, for people who don't read the manga, they're gonna be like, holy shit. But even I was shocked when I read the manga. I was like, he's alive? Holy shit. I was shocked as fuck. I'm like, this guy got obliterated by a grenade. Excuse me. Cough. And he survived? He's like the Terminator. I'll be back. And that's what it looked like to me. He looks like Stroheim in this episode, to me. You almost want to say Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know, it's too crazy to say, but he looks like Arnold, in a way, Stroheim, if you look at it. I mean, obviously, Arnold's not German. He's Austrian. But, get gist. Machine, everything. And let me just say, next week, you thought this week was good? Next week's going to be on a whole different shit level. But, nevertheless, this was a good episode of JoJo. Like I said, I liked the whole thing in the beginning with JoJo and AC/DC and Suzy Q. I thought it was interesting. And JoJo Joseph showing respect to AC/DC. Saying how he felt. He respected him because he knows how he felt. He understood. And yeah, that's pretty much what went down. And Stroheim for the motherfucking win. That's all I gotta say. Because for people who only watch the anime, you're gonna have your shit blown half across the room. This shit is just gonna fly all over the place when you see what he does. It is, so fucking OP. But that's next week. But like I said, this week, 4 out of 5. Good episode of JoJo. I like what they did. Especially the whole fight with AC/DC and Suzy Q's body. They let out a little bit off. But it wasn't really important. That's another reason I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. Instead of a solid 5 out of 5. Next week is probably going to be a 5 out of 5. Because what goes down next week, oh man. It's going to blow everyone's fucking brains out. Bonafide. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. This is Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later. Probably it's rather going to be 1 or 2 videos tonight. And what I mean by that is this. Pekko Sakuraso. And I got to calculate. I got to look at those requests. Clog ear. I got to look at those requests. And I got to see who's giving me what, and say, oh, okay, this person, and write their names down. So I can announce them in the video. So yeah. This is Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later. And I'll look forward to that. Look forward to the winners. And I will ask those winners when I announce them. Give me your Google Plus. You're coming in the live streams, people. So yeah. This is Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later.